Welcome back to another episode of the Better Bergs podcast. I'm Ben, your favourite high school dropout and founder of Collective Shift. Alongside me is Bergs, your favourite MBA and CEO of Collective Shift. We're here to bring you world-class crypto research, strategies, and insights to help you crush this crypto bull market. Plus, get an exclusive behind-the-scenes look as we scale Australia's leading crypto research company. And if you like the podcast, we'd love for you to share it around with a friend or family member. It's how we grow the podcast each and every week. And hopefully you've been enjoying the episode so far. It's been a good little month. Ravi was one of our top episodes, Bergs. That was a cracking episode. We might have to get him back on the property podcast. If you didn't check that out and you're interested in property and crypto, episode 219 was an absolute ripper.
It was an awesome conversation just around generating wealth. No bullshit, no get rich quick. It's like, this is the system. This is how it works. Here's how you take advantage. It was awesome.
And the key behind that, Bergs, is getting experts on, learning from them, and implementing the strategy and fast tracking all the lessons that they learned. And that's the topic of today's podcast, of why hiring coaches is a cheat code for life, and genuinely has been the most impactful thing that has helped me grow this business, that helped me create a content media brand, that has helped me raise money, that helped me find a relationship, that's helped me in every facet of life. I look back and I'm like, fuck, I've actually hired pretty much a coach in every area that's been important for me to learn. And I don't know if that's like a normal thing, Bergs. I kind of look back. Alice, my EA, was like, that's so crazy. You hired a running coach, which we'll talk about in a second, a running coach. I'm like, oh, is it? I don't know.
So it's very uncommon, right? So people always have a lot of ego around this. Like, no, I'll just do it myself. I don't know any of my mates that hire coaches. Like, yeah, they'll have a business mentor here and there. That's probably it. But if they're picking up a new skill, they might go to a class, something like that, but they will never have like a specific coach for this. And just seeing you and the different areas, and you just want to accelerate your knowledge to go from a potato to less of a potato. And just watching you grow and accelerate, it really is a cheat code instead of trying to do a course and figure it out yourself. It's like, no, just give me the knowledge straight, just beam it into my head. Let's go.
And I think, like, if we really peel it back, right? I quit school when I was 17. The only education I had at that point was, first year of college in Launceston. Everything else has been a self-taught journey. And we went
college here is
high school? College. Yeah, high school in Tassie. Everything has been a journey, and I've taught and paid people to help me. And we've gone from losing a bunch of money a few years ago to now doing millions of dollars in revenue. Like, that is crazy to me when I think about it. I don't really think about it too much. And just to reel off a few coaches that I've had. Actually, before that, I want to share the reason why we're doing this podcast, because in the last few days, I caught up with a guy because I'm running a marathon in 4 weeks' time. Now, I fucking hate running.
Where is the marathon? Is it in Victoria?
No, it's in the sunny coast. Running is super popular, apparently. You cannot get, I couldn't even get in the Melbourne Marathon. Couldn't get in the Sydney Marathon. That's all booked out. So this is the only one I could get into. I'm like, righto, that's happening then. And I did a half a marathon last year and nearly died when I finished. I was so cooked. 21 kilometers. And for me, it's about being able to prove to myself that I can do it and ticking it off and winning. And the idea of failure hurts so much more. The idea of quitting sounds like the end of life.
So you're suffering the pain of discipline or the pain of regret? You get to choose.
Yeah, it's both. I feel the pain of the discipline right now to actually have to train and work for this marathon, whilst thinking about the easy way out here. The easy fucking way out is go, why on God's green earth am I doing a fucking marathon? Just quit, Ben. You don't need to do this. Your business has just doubled in revenue in the last 12 months. You're growing your team. You're traveling. You got a girlfriend now. You're doing a podcast, you're doing content, you're doing all this stuff. You don't need to do a marathon, Ben. You're trying to work out. You just started medication for your ADHD. That's affecting your sleep, not sleeping much, not eating much. Just quit, Ben. You don't need to do it.
Thanks, past Ben, for the stitch up of future Ben.
It's always that. Always that's future Ben's problem, and now future Ben arrives.
Don't we? Yeah, that's it, mate. It's always future Ben's. That's tomorrow's problem, mate. But don't we always do that where, the humans, we kind of work for a little bit and then we crave rest. It's just hardwired into who we are.
Yeah.
And your mind and just your thoughts bring up all these excuses why you shouldn't do the hard thing. And this is everything. Why I shouldn't have that conversation with that employee or colleague, why I shouldn't have that conversation with my partner, why I shouldn't go to the gym. I should just sit on the couch and just watch some Netflix. It'll be okay. And to actually defeat those thoughts and go and do the thing is a challenge in itself.
Yeah, and I don't know where that comes from. I think it's probably deeply ingrained in some sort of, feeling of having to prove myself to someone. I definitely have learned that through my psychologist, i.e. personal coach, that, like it or not, as the way I look at myself as an entrepreneur, I'm highly, highly driven to win, to prove something to someone, although that doesn't logically make a lot of sense.
I think it does.
Well, logically it makes sense, but like the idea that I need to prove something to someone doesn't necessarily exist. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't need to prove my worth to someone.
Oh yeah, you don't have to do it, but think about all the things that would have happened to you in school where the school system doesn't fit the ADHD brain. You'd automatically feel like you don't belong, you can't do what the other kids are doing. Why is all this stuff happening? I need to find another path and prove that I'm worthy. Yeah. Just those, let alone all the other stuff that would have happened in your life.
Yeah, no, you're right. And then also just like I've always had in the back of my mind, like I wanted to have a life that was like a not normal life in a sense. Like I grew up, loved my family. They've been so supportive. Mum and dad absolutely loved them. Gave me everything that they could to support me. And they still rent and they live in Tassie. And, growing up, I was like, you know what? Like I want something more. I don't want to do this 9 to 5. I want to travel. I want to do whatever the fuck I want to do when I want to do it. And I want to support my family and do all that sort of stuff. And then I'm like, okay, cool. How the fuck do I do that? Well, I don't know. I need to go talk to someone that's done this before. And I remember the first person I spoke to was a guy in Tassie who had a successful business. He recently quit EO because he had to move back to Tassie. And he said, I was 18 at the time. He said, mate, you need to join the Entrepreneurs Organization. You will be a part of a group of individuals that are doing what you want to do, and you'll learn from them. You'll create friends and you'll learn faster than you ever will in school. And I did it. I moved to Melbourne, joined EO, and that was the starting point of being surrounded by people that have done what I wanted to do. I was the youngest person in EO in Melbourne out of 200 business owners. Average age, I think, is 34 or 44. And I was 20, I think. And it was the dumbest, like that idea of being the dumbest person in the room. And I'm like, wow, this is so eye-opening.
Yeah, having a group of peers that are doing what you're doing. And to bring it back to what you were saying earlier, where that doesn't really exist, where you have to prove yourself, but it's still inside you. And when you have an achiever's mindset, even when you achieve beyond what you thought you could achieve, which you're pretty much at now, it doesn't turn off.
No.
That's like my group of mates. We've all got achievers mindset, and it just goes to the next thing, something bigger, a larger goal, and it still drives that need within you, which is perfectly okay as long as it doesn't lead to dysfunction and doesn't rule your life and ruin other areas of your life and your relationships. Absolutely feed that beast. But if it's causing those things, at least recognize it before you make your choice.
You need that balance.
Yeah, you can still choose it. There's nothing wrong with that, but just be aware of your choice that you're doing this and this is what's going to happen.
So the reason I wanted to bring this podcast up and talk about it today was recently I got the running coach, right? And the running coach was about the marathon I just spoke about. But the unlock was I rocked up. Alice organized it for me, found this guy on Instagram. He's like an Olympic runner. Now he does coaching. He trains like athletes, right? And I'm far from an athlete. I rocked up, drink bottle wasn't filled, didn't know where I was. I was, 15 minutes late, showed up and...
You rock up with an empty drink bottle.
Mate, I got to the running. I'm like, fuck, I didn't even fill up my drink bottle. It's like, I've got an hour session with this bloke. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to be put through the pace. I see cones out on this athletic track. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. Fucking hell. Rock up, roll out there and start to talk about my thing. And I'm like, right, how can I help you, mate? I'm like, well, I'm training for a marathon. He's like, cool, how you going with it? I'm like, shit house. I really haven't started training. He's like, okay, what do you do in the marathon? I'm like, just need to do it. Just need to finish. He's like, okay.
To be fair, you are doing some running. You've run a pretty long distance as well. So you're not completely untrained.
No, I'm not. No, I exaggerate. I'm running 2-3 times a week, but never spoken to a running coach. And he's like, cool, go out, run out and back for me, right? just so I can look at your technique. And I basically come back and essentially all I can describe his reaction was essentially just laughing at me in the nicest way possible.
Oh, he's one of us, bro.
He's one of us.
He knows.
He was a chat. He was a funny fella. I'm like, mate, don't hold back. Just feed it to me. Tell me exactly.
I can imagine you're just running, your legs going everywhere, your arms are like flailing.
Just imagine like a crab with a parachute on, trying to run. It was like,
what an image!
Like fucking running around like an absolute idiot, right? And then he went through this process of like changing one thing at a time. Right, my shoulders were back. I was leaning backwards. Here's where your arms are. This is where your wrists move. Move it into here. This is where your elbows need to move. Focus on this. And we did this practice over the next hour of changing different things, but doing the new way that he taught and then going back to the old way and feeling the difference. And by the end, it reminded me of the first time I wore glasses. Like I always thought that no one could actually see the footy scores from the couch. And then I put on glasses and I'm like, wait, is this what the world actually fucking looks like? This is unbelievable. That was the fit.
You thought, Pete, you couldn't see the footy score.
No, I just thought, I was like, oh, this is always small. This is fucking blurry. You know, it turns out I was legally not allowed to drive because that's how fucking blind I was. Anyway, that's a different story. But
I would like to say that your poor driving would be blamed on your glasses, but you've got glasses now and you're still a pretty average driver, bro.
I blame the fact that my high score in cricket was 99 because I actually couldn't actually see the ball, but I made 99 once and I never could get the fucking 100 because I was blind. But anyway, so
a blind cricketer.
There's a small part of me that wants to go back and play grade cricket just to get 100.
So wait, you got ADHD, you're blind, dyslexic, and you're trying to get through school, mate. Terrible. You're starting right at the back of the pack. That's horrible.
No,
I feel so sad for you, man.
No chance.
It's terrible.
Severely left behind. Anyway, I then started running with this new running style. And essentially, like, I don't know how to describe it. I look like an idiot. You're basically like, you're against gravity. My body was not moving the way the body should. And I'm basically using like 50 to 80% more effort to push my body. It's like, the way you described it was like, you know, when you jump, you know, and you throw to jump as high as you can, you throw your arms up in the air, right? Same as running. You lift off the ground, but if your arms and body aren't moving the momentum, it's like trying to jump up and down with your hands down and your back and your chest pushed out. Like you're going to look like an idiot, and it's going to take you a lot more effort, and you can't jump as high. So once we adjusted these movements, and I got my arm and body swinging in like this rhythm that actually allowed me to build momentum and not like push against gravity, it was like an unlock, like the elastic band had been lifted off, and I could actually run. And it was unbelievable. And this morning I went for the first run since that, and I was out running and I'm like, fuck, this is feeling good. Like I'm feeling momentum. I'm like, fuck, I feel as though I'm going fast. And I looked down and I did my PB in the fastest time I've ever ran, but not using any more energy than I had previously. It was like I took a parachute.
Probably didn't even sleep last night.
What's that, sorry?
Because you had the masterclass. You probably didn't even sleep last night.
Didn't even sleep last night. Shitty sleep. And I got up and it was like, this is the fucking power of speaking to someone, working with someone that has done what you're trying to do and knows what to do to give you the fucking cheat code. Why would anyone not want to speak to someone that has done what you're trying to do to fast track all those lessons? Like
that's the other thing, because like you have to admit that you're a beginner, you don't know. You have to get over that thing of just sit on the couch, and you have to actually show up with your empty water bottle, go through that pain, but now look at the benefit that you have.
Yeah, see, I do not ever think that. Like I've never felt in my life that idea of, oh, I'm too good to get a coach, or I'm too good. Like running coach, business coach. I had a Tinder coach. I've got a performance CEO coach. I hired a marketing coach. I've had a DJ coach. I've got my EO program, psychologist. I had a speaking coach to help me with my TEDx. I had a sales coach to help me with my presentations. I've got business mentors. We hired a podcast coach. I've got a YouTube coach. Like, I've literally now think about it and wrote this out. I'm like, fuck, I've got a person in every facet of my life where I want to be good.
Maybe you should get another business coach.
I need a
You want
COO
to be good
coach.
at things.
I need a COO coach, mate. My COO needs fucking needs some work.
No, but man, think about that. Like how much you're accelerating. So let's just take your running coach as one example. An hour before your session, you're an absolute potato. And imagine if you just kept going and then you tried to run that marathon. Just 1 hour. Can you imagine after 10 hours with this running coach?
I know.
After 1 hour, you got no sleep because you were so jacked from the masterclass last night, and you roll up and you're running with momentum and it's almost like effortless.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can get that in 1 hour session with a professional.
And it compounds.
You're getting literally like 20, 30 years worth of knowledge beamed into your head straight away.
I would never have known that. You don't know what you don't know. And that's the part that most people, I think, don't realize is you don't know what you don't know. Right? And there's this amazing thing that we learn in EO called the Johari window. And if you haven't... Yeah. If you haven't...
with your blind spots. So I remember we talked about this a couple of years ago. This is like one of the NBA models.
Mate, this is like the most magical thing.
I think it was like by two guys, Johan and like Harrison or something. And they called it Johari. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a self-awareness and interpersonal communication tool developed by Joseph and Harrington Ingham. Yeah. And it uses 4 quadrants to illustrate how information about a person is known or unknown to both themselves and others.
And it's the classic 2x2 NBA matrix.
Yeah. Bro, this is I'm actually... Yeah, I'm not sure if you know this, but this is the core component. When I went to Malaysia for my EO moderator training, because I'm taking over, this is the core part of Forum. This is the EO is about finding those hidden areas and the unknown areas. And basically, the unknown area is information that is not known to either the individual or others. This could include unconscious feelings, potential talents, or past experiences that haven't surfaced. But the other one that what I realized with coaches is information known to others, but not the individual.
But not to you.
And that's the blind
spots.
Yep. This includes habits, mannerisms, communication styles, skills that others perceive, but the individual is unaware of. And the more you can unlock these blind spots, that is the personal growth. And that is the fucking unlock to life, in my opinion. Like once you realize that, you're up, you're in a way.
Because that's the thing. You can achieve a lot through self-reflection, but then if you don't have the knowledge in that expert area, how are you going to do that? And it's funny when you get a professional in, like within 5 minutes, they're just like, stop right there. That's what's happening. You're like, oh shit.
Dude, even with our podcast, right? Like when we first started, like we're about 3 years in now, looking back to the start, thumbnail shit, content shit, didn't know how to talk, and then we got a podcast coach and they reviewed it and they gave us the insights. We shortened the podcast, got better titles, got better thumbnails, and the feedback from all you guys as listeners has been awesome, right? Same with
you even had coaches on how to raise capital. So whatever you need to do. And like with your running, when you're talking then, it reminded me of me going to see a podiatrist, Josh, who's also one of our platinum members, absolute legend. And you'd normally think of this as a medical thing, but he is genuinely like a coach because he did like sports coaching and everything as well. And for me, flat feet and they're like pronated or whatever it is, like leaning in, proper fucked.
Yeah.
All right, I've been walking silly my entire life with my feet, and you don't know. It's like your eyes. If you're born that way, you don't know that other people can see things that you can't. You're like, hang on, wait. So then like over a series of sessions, it's like, okay, walk this way. This is the way your feet work. And he looks at me, he's like, do you have a lot of headaches? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, look at the way you're standing. And I'm just standing super straight. And he's like, just unlock your knees a millimeter. And I just unlocked it a little bit. And within like a few days, the headaches just went away that I've had for years.
Crazy.
And it's literally within a couple of seconds. And you're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
When people are at that caliber of, I know my medical stuff, but also I know people, biomechanics, and I can teach you this thing. It is absolutely incredible.
And I want to tie this full circle back. We can go through every single one of these coaches, but everyone has given their own insights and advantages. And I think the best sort of experience, Bergs, or advice that I receive is people that share experience shares, not advice giving. Advice is, Bergs, do this because I think you should do it, versus, Bergs, in my experience, when I went through the thing you went through, this is what I learned. That is fucking 100 times more valuable, right? Because one, usually advice is coming from someone that hasn't done what you've done before. or is not truly understanding your situation. Where experience shares, you're hearing a story of the thing that you're going through or something similar, and you can take bits and pieces from that and go and implement. And that is powerful.
Mate, the amount of people that try to give you small business advice and have never run a small business,
Mate.
You're like, what are you talking about? Like, they're just using these weird mental models and they've never actually gone through the thing. And you're like, how are you doing this? Or, or they're telling you no, or it's just really, really weird. Whereas other people that have done it, they're like, here's how to go about it.
And I want to tie this full circle back into your crypto and those of you investing in crypto, because exactly what Berg said there. Where are you getting your information from? Like, are you actually getting your information from people that have done what you're trying to do? Are you getting your information from people that are giving you advice? Are you getting information from people that are genuinely wanting to help you, or they're wanting to get you on to watch their clickbaity YouTube videos to buy their altcoin on their Bybit link? What are the incentives behind the person that's giving you information right now?
Yes, incentives drive behavior, and our whole business model is built around like analysis, coaching, and help. So we are the guys that help you to achieve your goals. If you don't achieve your goals, you are no longer a member. We lose money, or we don't have that money. So we need to be good at what we do, or you don't come back. It's literally like going to a personal trainer. If they're crap, and you're not getting results, you don't come back. Whereas other people, so our incentives are to get you good, help you achieve your goals, and our incentives are aligned, and our whole business is built on trust. That is our business model. Other business models are get you into this payment link, upload your money or move your money across here. I get a clip of the ticket of everything that you spend. I shill you heaps of coins, and then I make money whether you make money or not.
Yeah, totally. And we flip the switch. Everything that we have done personally with coaches to drive different areas of our life, we are building the thing that we wish we had when we first started out in crypto. And that Collective Shift Platinum program that we have is a mix of your crypto coach, a research desk, a mastermind community, an outsourced, done for you investment insights, and personal brokerage style alerts. It's a mix of everything. And you're hearing from people, like you said, from like what Berg just said, from people that are sharing experiences, and our incentive model is only based on performance. Like, we have a 30-day money back period that if you don't get what you're after, or you realize it's not for you, or that frankly you think we're full of shit, we give you money back. And the only way we win is if you make money, because if you don't win, well, no one's winning, because then you're not going to stick around. You're not going to be a member with us for a long time. And we put in all this effort to help you, and then you leave.
And seeing the platinum group in the chat is a beautiful thing. And tying it back to you don't know what you don't know, and also your blind spots, because people are at different stages of their journey. And some people will be like, oh, I'm sorry for this, newbie question. We're like, no, there's no newbie questions. You post what you want and we'll help you. And people are having these, like, how do you think about this, or these challenges? Like, oh, that's simple. You just talk to this guy, do it in this way, and then you'll either save money, do it faster, not have to pay that tax, tell your tax agent to look at this ruling. And they're like, holy crap. And just getting that one or two sentences has just opened up their world and put them on a completely different trajectory that you'll never figure out on your own, because you don't know what you don't know.
Totally. And I do strategy calls with the new platinum members that we work with. I work one-on-one. I don't do coaching outside of the platinum. We've just got a new head coach, which we'll be announcing soon as well, that will work with our clients. But just as a really quick example, and these guys are Penenberg's listeners. Kieran, for example, was one of our platinum members, been around for a couple of years. He came to us down extreme amount of money. He'd followed the YouTubers, did the whole thing, sat down. He had 30 or 40 different coins. He'd followed some guy on YouTube and got the absolute ring around. Sat down. I shared my experience around how I did the same thing, how I restructured, what I'm looking into now, where I've got the research to help. And he 2.5x'd after that. Or there was like Chris, who just paid off his mortgage in November, which was like, and we went out for breakfast the other day, and he was just so thankful. And older dude in between jobs just before retirement, and he just paid off his mortgage because he had an actual sales strategy. And
So good to hear, man. And it's wrapped around the individual rather than here, you'll make lots of money, just keep buying or selling or doing
it's
whatever,
nonsense.
because whatever you do, I make money. I don't really care about you.
It's
It
nonsense.
is absolutely crazy. And even like, so we had a masterclass on last night and we put this on for people to understand what we're about, provide a lot of value, and for them to become members if they'd like to. And our platinum members are like, oh, what's the link? And I remember you posting in that chat going, oh, we cover all this in the platinum group already. And they're like, no, no, no. I want to attend just in case there's that one nugget of information that just transforms my world. Because sometimes you need to hear things a couple of times. And as you progress in life and you get more experience, those things will all add up and they will just click.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that can put you on a completely different
Totally.
trajectory. Our platinum members recognize that to the point where they're attending our sales events, which is wild.
It's super cool. So on a personal level, crypto investing, if you're looking for a coach, looking for that sort of community, that is 100% what Platinum's about. Definitely look into it. We've got a link below. We don't work with anyone less than $250,000 in crypto assets, especially if you're time poor. We're not for traders. We're not for people who are looking at 10x overnight. We're not looking for people that aren't ready to be coached. And everyone that joins the group is vetted. It goes through an application process, and most people we turn away because the group is unbelievable, in my opinion. We want to keep that. And we get a peek or a whiff of someone that's not suited for the group, you'll be booted and we'll give you money back. Don't give a flying fuck. It's not about the money for us. It's about building an amazing group. So you can check out that link below. But outside of crypto as well, Bergs, I think for just as a side piece, one site that's been awesome for me is a site called clarity.fm. This is for predominantly business people that wanting marketing coaching, business coaching. There's different like mentors and things you can hire off there. A really cool place to start. It's where I found our podcast coach, YouTube coach, marketing coach, raising money, found them all through that site. Really cool.
It was very obscure, the coach you're looking for. So you're like, I want a coach that's able to raise money for a SaaS product in Dubai in the crypto space. Where are you going to find that person?
It's super niche. And I would recommend to pay the money, right? Pay money to get proper information and advice. I get asked all the time, oh, Ben, come out for a coffee with me. Oh, Ben, can you look at my portfolio? Oh, Ben, what do you think about this? I've been, no, I don't have time. I'll put a lot of free information out online to help people, but people that know their shit get hit with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people wanting their help. What will break through is if you offer to pay them, that's what I did, or pay for their time, find their website, find their consulting packages, pay for their time. That's what's going to get you ahead. And the ROI of that investment, in my opinion, from experience, is massive.
That's like when you pay someone, the relationship changes as well. So I've done that with certain people. One would be my business coach, where we would kind of catch up monthly anyway, and have business conversations. I'm like, well, I want this definitely every month now, and I want it to be this way, and I want to pay you for it, because it changes the relationship. You know what you're both there for, and it just becomes cleaner. There's no blurred lines.
Yeah.
I'm there to learn. I'm going to come with a bunch of questions. I'm going to walk away with a bunch of value.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 10x whatever money I pay you.
Yeah. Bang on. So the takeaway is, if you're looking to get somewhere in life or progress, whether it's us, whether it's someone else, whatever, try and find a mentor, try and find someone. If you want to fast track, you can do it alone by, there's nothing holding you back from doing it alone. You can. YouTube's an amazing place, by the way. Very underrated. You can do it alone. Will take you a little bit more time, but you got time or money. They're your resources. Time, invest, money, fast track, get after it.
And there's different models as well. So I've got a virtual PT. He's in Melbourne. I'll see him like a couple of times a year in person. And he was saying that in his model, generally the people that are just beginning out, just starting, and they don't know what a set or a rep is in the gym. So he'll do in-person one-on-one coaching. And then after a while, they'll be in that kind of middle of the bell curve. And they'll go, and that's where I am, and they'll start just working out, and he'll do programs for them and check in with them every now and then. And then elite athletes at the extreme end will do one-on-one training because it's so extreme. So there's always a spectrum there, and just get that little boost, go get a coach. And I want to ask you, Ben, just after that one session, how much more confident do you feel going into that marathon in a month's time?
I actually don't know I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. And I have the confidence that I can actually do it now. And I now think about the 3 or 4 years I've been running, looking like a fucking crab with a parachute running around Melbourne.
Is this because you theoretically already had a coach because your PT was building in those sessions, and now you've gone for a more specific coach? Would that play into it at all? Like you thought it was taken care of because of what you already had?
No, I think it's that.
Or you just never thought of it?
No, I think it's more of
It's
that.
just running.
Well, one, I didn't really think about it until recently, maybe the last 6 months. Because I'm like, oh, running's running. You just know how to run. Like, you just go and run. Well, okay, just go ride a bike. Just go DJ. Just go drive a Formula One car. Like, it's not the same. And then it was the same mindset that a lot of people have is like, oh, I don't need that. Why do I need that? I can figure it out on my own. Guess what? You don't know what you don't know. Your blind spot is your blind spot. You cannot unlock your blind spot unless you go and put in the work and figure it out. And that is the unlock to so many things, honestly. If you think about that for a second, you think you can figure it out on your own, but you don't know what you don't know. That's all you need to know.
Even just to check. So I've done this before in the gym, with business stuff, with some other personal things as well, just to get a professional in and be like, am I doing this right? Even just to check to be like, you're good, fam.
Totally.
Like, you're okay.
Totally.
Or, hey, you can adjust these things just so you know you're on the right path. And if you're putting in the effort, you might as well put it in the right way and accelerate the results that you get.
Get a coach, guys. Get a coach. And guess what? In my opinion, if the younger guys are listening and girls, unless you really need the certificate at school for what you're trying to get into, like, the world is changing. Like, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur or trying to build something, the world is fucking changing. In my opinion, the stuff they teach you at school, there's good stuff. Don't get me wrong. But I have found, and again, specific sectors and jobs you do need to go through school. Don't get me wrong. But for some areas in life, especially with AI, the school system in Australia is going to be rapidly behind in certain areas. So getting out there and learning is going to be a fast track way.
Yeah, some things are, what are they? You need to be registered and licensed. But a lot of the things, like the people we hire in our business, I don't look at their CVs and be like, I don't care. It's like, can you do the job?
Yeah.
Show me. Great, you can do the job. You're hired.
Yeah, totally.
That's more important to me than you went to this school and you did this thing.
Yeah.
The other reality is, back to going to business school, 90% of the MBAs that I studied with, I would not hire. Yeah. And just because they have that MBA title, everyone's like, they're great. I'm like, they're not great.
Yeah.
I would not work with these people. I would not hire them, but maybe 10% of them I would.
Yeah. I want to see people that have seen the movie. The best hires we've made in this business have seen the movie. And what I mean by that is they've seen what we're trying to do. They've done what we're trying to do. A lot of book smart. This is back when I was a referee back in the day. Sometimes the most book smart referees that knew every rule in the rule book, and the rule book is fucking massive. They knew every single one. You see them out in the court, fucking hopeless because they've got no real world skills.
That's right. Like, if you're doing everything like to the book, you're just going to piss everyone off. Because you got to consider like the players, the game, the flow, everything like that.
Correct. Life isn't black and white. Mate, let's wrap it up there. Such a good episode. I enjoyed that.
Get a coach.
Get a coach.
You've convinced me. I'm going to get a mountain bike coach.
Get a coach, mate.
I was looking at it the other week, and I was like, oh, I want to go mountain biking. I can ride trails, but I don't know how to jump and all that kind of stuff. I can do small jumps. I'm like, why not get a coach? Don't want to die. I'm like, I'm over 40 now. I just want to do like a couple of small jumps. Don't want to break my face. Let's get a coach.
Just get good, mate.
And sure enough, there's coaches at the mountain bike park. Who would have thought? Who would have thought, Ben?
Just get good.
Just get good, bro. Oh, bro, golf coach.
Oh, I've got a golf coach too.
You had.
Mate, changed my swing. Need to go see him again because my fucking drive's gone to shit again. But golf coach.
Brilliant. Get a coach, everyone. Get good. Live a better life.
Share it around with a friend or family member that needs a coach. Listen to it again if you need a coach. Get a coach. See you soon, guys.
Just listen to this episode and get a coach. Just get one in one area, one session. Get a coach.
Open your notes app. Write down, get a coach.
Yeah. One thing you want to get better at or you're not sure you're good at, get a coach.
See you next episode.
See you, champions.